Welcome back to the show, everybody. Kamen Rider Zi-O, episode number 36, 2019, First Lover, finally. And yeah, this is the first episode I want to see on my way back to getting caught up before we get to that 0-1 business. And can we talk about the pace of this episode? I think because I already know where I'm finna go with this, because there's going to be an Uncle Triple lesson at the end of this somewhere. There will be, because there's a lesson to actually be learned given what young Sogo went through. But let's talk about the pacing of this episode. Okay, previously on this show that I should be caught up on is Uchuki L-Man came from the sky and like, yo, catch these bitch. And people caught these. Remember, it was like a mini elephant. Like, you know, like it was a mini elephant, like right at the end of the last episode of Ginga just coming down and delivering these massive L's. Just, these got caught. So, understanding and knowing that these got caught, we began our episode in the sewers. And you got Swartzbruder, his name give me pain. Like, we should team up. Like, that's the good idea. Like, you should team up with me. Ultimate Bad Guy, team up with me. Because, man, him, like, I'm the greatest. I'm like, I know for a fact. I'm going to say this live. Because, given what I know about Swartzbruder, his name gives me pain, given the type of villain he is, if he wanted to whoop Ginga, he could have. And you just chose not to for the sake of plot. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine, because that makes sense. Because at this juncture, we 36 episodes in. Given even the things I have to say about this episode, I really don't think you are finna force a real final villain here. Swartzbruder, his name gives me pain, is real villain guy. So if he wanted to defeat Ginga, which you technically did but didn't do, you could have done it all on your own in the first place, but you know, masking power level. So that's fine. I'll take that. So again, like, yo, let's team up. But yo, we gotta get Queen Kiva on the team. So it's like, yo, let's go talk to her. Overquartz, you finna bow to me. I'm Queen Kiva. And she sits up here, like, Swartzbruder sitting up here spitting all the game. He's spitting mad game. He's like, yo, baby, like, yo, Queen Kiva, like, come get down with the squadron. Like, yo, we need your help to defeat Uchuki Space L-Man. We need your help in doing that. She like, alright. Bow down to a true pimp, bitch, huh? And it's like they said, put her bow down horror, you know what I'm saying, which is some stuff for later, because she don't bow down initially. Is that no, she don't bow down, and neither do Gay Z. He don't bow down either. He don't bow down, but they force their heads like bow down, and she like, yeah, I get down with y'all. Psych. No, nah, I'm not getting down with the team. This is not happening. This is not going down. Totally not. No. And they sitting up here like, yo, we bow down to you, we did this to you, and you gonna fade us like that? Super totally, ultimate fade into this. Now get out my face. This is going to come into play a lot later. So, in this, the squadron like, well, we need to find a way to get her on our team, because without that Uchikita Spaceman, you know, a.k.a. Nadeshko's daddy, who's mad at Gentro because she brought her late home once for a date or something, like, I'm finna destroy all you niggas. And I'm just like, well, okay. Well, fine. I see what you're going for, and I'm totally with you. Like, I'm totally with you destroying the Earth because your daughter came home late for a date or something about a thing, about references to Forza, which don't belong in this episode because we are talking about Kiva here. But, again, this is going to come into play later. So, you have this whole thing of the rest of the episode, mostly because I'm trying to keep this condensed, of Sogo trying to convince Queen Kiva, like, come get down with us. At one point in the episode, which I thought was so funny, she was like, we can have our children rule over the world. And Soko was like, pussy? Yes! And she was like, no, you can never get this cat. Never, ever, ever. Yeah, lots of that. Catching massive L's for your feelings. Let's put that feeling thing in a box. We're going to come back to that later. So, most of the rest of this episode is this. I don't even want to know how to even describe what the rest of this episode was because everything happened so massively quick. At some point in this episode, after Sogo talks about baby, Jiro shows up out of nowhere and it's like, she a bitch. But you know what? Here, the Kiva Rod Watch. I don't know what you gonna do with it, bruh, but you have it because I got other things to do. Deuces. And I'm like, really? Spoiler alert. That watch don't get used. Yeah. Jiro shows up, attacks Sogo for a second, whoops that ass, deliver him an L, and like, here, you win. Perfect. I'm out. And I'm just like, this is new. Usually when ride watches get handed over, we have pomp and circumstance or some interaction with somebody, but this is probably the first time in the show's history where no rider is actually involved in the proceedings, so there isn't a rider to hand it off to. Here, I'm Jiro, this is a ride watch, deuces, and I'm just like, yeah, this is going somewhere. And I mean going somewhere like this. In the middle of this episode, while it's still a team up, you know what I'm saying? We got my nigga Waz. We got Swordsbruder, his name gives me pain versus Genga, and they like, yo, we win. He's like, man, I'm taking a nap. I'll be back in a couple hours because they find out that he's powered by the sun, and I'm trying to figure out like a spaceman powered by the sun. Oh, okay, fine. I'll leave that reference to you. But sun, powered by the sun. Yeah, that's a deep cut. That's one of these. That's a deep cut. Deep. Anyway, fast forward later into the episode. Swordsbruder, his name gives me pain, and my nigga was destroyed Ginga. And the whole plan the whole time was, of course, Swordsbruder, his name gives me pain. We're trying to get the watch, but my nigga was 2 steps ahead of him and stole the watch because reasons. Well, maybe the reason is my nigga was needed a power up, I guess. I guess that's how we're doing this. So, does anybody get what I'm putting down here yet? Have you figured out what my problem with this episode is? Anybody? Anybody in the classroom? Anyone? Everything in this episode was mad haphazardly rushed, and I don't get why. See, the one thing up to this point that I've enjoyed about this show, even every now and then a hiccup here and there, is the fact that the show takes the time for these things to build. But at the same time, though, not to excuse the show or try to butt comma, but think about what the actual focus of this episode is, which we're about to get into. It's about feelings and love and all of those stuff, which literally actually took a back seat to what this show is supposed to be about. This show is supposed to be a tribute to everything that came before it. So when your answer to your ride watch issue is, oh my god, Jiro's in the building, / here's a ride watch, peace kid. The other problem that I had with that, now that I remember to talk about that, was that for some reason, also Basha and Dogga were also like in cahoots, I guess, with Queen Kiva, but you picked the middle of the second part of this tribute arc to explain that even though the ending of Kiva was what it was, you're still here. Why? I don't know. But okay. How do I say this? Oh, now I know. This show has played fast and loose with history, has rewrote it, has sat up here and changed the game, and will continue to because it is a show about time travel. Speaking of time travel, I think that's it. The rest of this episode was more or less the rush thing of making sure Queen Kiva catches the massive one of these, and the way she catches it is dumb, and we'll talk about that. But mainly, they shoehorn my nigga Wasp using Genga for some reason. And I'm like, usually, when a rider gets a new power, it's like usually it's brought with a lot more pomp and circumstance than what it was. I'm like, hell, even my nigga Wasp set up her like, man, the abridged version of me talking shit about how gangsta I am, I gotta do this because, we running out of time in the episode. I'm like, meta commentary, holy shit. I don't know. But now that we've talked about the episode, let's actually talk about the episode now. How about that? Let me get straight now. Let me do this here. Let me get some water. I'm finna talk for a minute, so I better be hydrated for that. That's some good water. Let us talk about our boy Young Soto and his heart. It's like this. That's what you do. No. Wait, I can't do that. I'm not a. Never mind that. But we'll do this anyway. But whatever. Okay, let's talk about that. Right. This whole arc has been about Sogo's first love, right? About how, as beings, we grow up and we develop those feelings and we learn what those feelings are, and we learn to separate our feelings and differentiate them and act on them as necessary and things like that. This was a great grow-up episode for my boy Sogo. And here's why. One of the most powerful emotions that we as existential beings hold on to is the power of love, and the many different twists and turns and ways that can take shape and formulate into something was the heartbeat of this whole arc. Was, again, the one thing I will say that I thought was real important, that even though I played it off as real dumb, as Jiro jumped down there and threw him the ride watch, the most important thing Jiro did was draw him some legitimate advice. You grow up as a man and sometimes you finna take some of these. And the hardest one of these that you take is when you put your heart out there. And when things happen. It has happened to everybody who has ever been romantically in love with another. The hell, sometimes I even take that back. It's when you in love, period. Whether that love is romantic, whether it's platonic, whether it's whatever. When you put your heart out there, and somebody do this to it, it's not a fun time. And that was the heartbeat of this whole arc of Sogo learning to deal with, differentiate, and accept these feelings of that he loved the person. Even though that we learned at the end of the day that Queen Kiva wasn't the person that he had that unrequited crush on. We met that person at the end of the episode. But even given understanding that that's the way you wrap up the arc, because given what Horror did, she said a person like bang, hit her with one of these, just like that. And it's like, I know. The end of that episode was a shoehorn device for Sogo to get over himself, right? Because you can't really have your main character this angsty and angry over the villain whose ass who got whooped. Because see, here's what I was thinking was gonna happen. This was gonna lead into future self L-Man. That the reason why you angry and have taken over the world was because you got some dice and pussy. But again, think about that for a second. Read a history book. Literally. Go read a history book and see how many times men have waged war over vagina. Seriously. No bullshit. Read a history book. Because I'm not lying in any way. No. But the point is though, is again, to remind you that that's the heartbeat of this episode of Sogo understanding and learning these feelings. And the more and more I think about the past 35 episodes, the more and more I see that sitting here now, and I guess that's what taking a break does for you, because you have a chance to reflect and a chance to put yourself in a different dimension. This show ain't exactly what I thought it was about, at least from a Tokiwa Sogo perspective. Because when you really think about what Zi-O is right now encapsulated in episode 36, and the things that I know that I'm going to see because I know what's left, the riders they have to take care of your movies and things like that, oh my God, and all of that, of understanding what this journey has really been about. This has been about a boy growing into a man. Because think about this, because I brought this up a couple episodes ago, but let me run it past you though. remember where we are in this time when this episode came out. Abdications of thrones. Where a prince becomes a king. Boy to a man. You know what I'm saying? That is the show's underlying thing. And I don't think it's as pronounced as it should be or is, because this is a show that is about selling toys. It's about action and drama. But the drama underlying all of that is that we have a boy growing into a man, being thrust into the hero spotlight to learn to grow up as you continue to learn about your heritage. Because yeah, one Zi-O decided to put on that ride watch and be that hero. When Sogo did that, you absorbed everything that comes before to learn about your history, to then blaze that trail for what we got 01 coming. You ain't even think about it like that, did you? You didn't. Because I just thought about it like that. Like, that just dawned on me, like, a couple of, like, while I was talking to y'all about trying to figure that out. That one of the underlying things of this show is a boy going into a man to accept the responsibilities that come when you step into that spotlight, when you step into that role. And I'm like, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Your girl still caught an L, though. Like, yeah, we can get back to business. L this. You, like, yeah, you know, she can talk about babies. I'm like, that remind me of what Sakura in Street Fighter 5. We won't talk about that. Pregnant Sakura reminds of Street Fighter 4. We'll talk about that, though. But we won't. But again, the whole other, because it's like, think about everything I just said about the epiphany I came to when it comes to this show of understanding and knowing that this is about a show about a boy growing into a man. That's what's up. Like, I will not be able to, even though I don't watch the episode as the same as y'all do, I now get a chance to catch up on this episode with this thing that if I hadn't took the break that I took, that I might have not come to that conclusion with. So now, as I catch up with you guys, as we get ready for 01, I have a grand opportunity to watch this show from now, an additional wrinkle and angle of taking a look at this as the journey of a boy becoming a man. Because Sogo graduated high school. I'm like, this is all the stuff that is now coming to me like, yeah, I'm with you, show. I'm like, damn. I'm like, show putting in work, even the show putting in work, and you gotta love that. I will say, rushed episode regardless. The whole Ginga thing seemed a bit pushed. I'm like, you could have stretched the Ginga thing out for. He could have just been a side dude for a couple of episodes, just around randomly, like random encounters in Pokemon. Like, Genga's here to deliver L's, and then they chase him off or something. He like, I'll test you again later, Kamen Rider, and leave or something. You could have done that. That seemed a bit rushed. It's like, I'm glad Sogo got some resolution, you know what I'm saying? And even if that was a Kiva guest star for you getting resolution for Sailor Sign, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. I'll take that. The whole Jiro throws you a thing, but then the one thing he said led into the whole dimension of me understanding the truth about what this show is under an underlining level, which probably not a lot of people really think about the show as. And you know, Ginga, because, you know, my nigga Wasp needs a power up because it's about to go down. We're in episode 36. The show's about to end in what, another 2 weeks from now? So given the episode, like episode 40 something, I think like 46 we had or something. So we got a lot of work to do, and hopefully the plan to make sure that I get in this work before we get to 01 and try to get caught up in things like that I can make that work and I can make that happen. But yeah, great. Even with the rush stuff, it was a great episode. I'm like, the pacing could have been a little better. I'm like, that's the first episode I ever felt and watched that felt like they were trying to shoehorn like episodes worth of things into a single episode. Like, I'm like, hell, again, like, let's remind you, message from OG, here's a ride watch because we don't have a Kamen Rider to represent this show. Get some messages for you. But my nigga Wise is the one that delivers the rider kick of the day, and it's like, yeah, okay. Oh, but then Horror killed the bitch, so yeah. That was dumb. Like, for real, Horror just showed he so go like, Sailor, you look at that. Sup, bitch? Bow. How you like me now? Before we get out of here, because this just dawned on me, I need to do this. So y'all gotta let me do this. I'm gonna get y'all out of here in a minute. I'm gonna get y'all through this, but a song interlude just came upon me, and I need to. So just give me a second. Oh, you about to catch these L's, 'cause your girl who it wasn't you thought, but Horror shot that bitch, and now she's dead now, and you called her L, then you went back home and you didn't eat your pie, but my nigga was ate it for you, and you fixed the girl's bite, and she said you was cute, and she rode off in the sunset. Else, we got episodes to catch up, and all of these will be called Catch Yous and L. Catch these some L. Come catch Yous and L. Thank you. Get the reference about why we were singing L to End of the Road, and think about what it was that we talked about where the song interlude came from. That's your homework assignment. But regardless of all of that, we have got plenty of more show for you. If you have made it to the end of this, you got who it is that I am. I'm, of course, the one and the only triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Pastor L, in the building, holding down the synagogue. Mr. CRACKCOCAINE, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. The baddest monster in existence, holding down the LAB, the synagogue, and the whole family, because all we do is win. We never losing around here. And you are live with us right here on Team GRF TV. And who is us? Booyah, always holding down my back. Squish, Murder, and the Squadron. The Congregation. Betsy, Janine, Magdalene, the Unos, Dosis, Treses, and Cuatros. Bringing you this month. And hey, you know what it is. And like I said, if you've also made it to the end of this episode, and this is somewhat brand new to you, there are a couple of things you can do. There's a subscribe button. There's a bell to let you know that we put in this WURKKKKKKKKK. Letting you know that work. Social media links you want to get at me on ways that I share all of my thoughts with the internet, even though it's just mostly reposting, letting you know I'm putting in work right here. And of course, Patreon, PayPal, down in the link. You want to support the show with your cash money, feel free to do so. Regardless of that, we have got more show for you. This has been Kamen Rider Zi-O, episode number 36. Thoughts to Love, finally. 2019. That was a 2019 in there somewhere. Seriously. We have got plenty of more show for you. We plenty of more show for you, trust me. Right after these, what? Oh, yeah. Commercial messages. Oh, wait. Feels so good. But yeah, seriously. It feels good to be back. We're going to get caught up before 0-1. That is the plan. That's what we're going to do. Get some more into the soldier business, and we're going to get back to Cops versus Robbers. We're going to do that Cowboys and Indians, baby. Regardless of that. Thank you for coming through. And more show for all of y'all right after these commercials.